The top 10 happiest countries in the world and what makes them so special. Nations that prioritize citizens' happiness, sufficient social assistance and healthcare, and cultivate a sense of community and trust. The happiest have factors like GDP per capita, social support, life expectancy, freedom of choice, altruism, and low corruption levels. Finland is the happiest country in the world since 2018. It's got an education system, social welfare policies, good balance between life and work. Finns really appreciate nature and love spending time in it, keeping close ties with family and friends. Denmark is one happy country on earth, because of communal bond and government programs that act as a safety net. People trust in their nation's institutions. Work-life balance is a huge deal in the country. Countries like Switzerland, Iceland, and the Netherlands score well in terms of social support, life expectancy, and happiness. Norway, Sweden, and New Zealand are similarly exceptional, economic stability and high levels of social trust. Luxembourg is a tiny country in Western Europe, great quality of life, thriving economy, and plenty of different cultures. It's one wealthiest nations and hosts plenty of influential businesses and international organizations. Luxembourg has social welfare, with policies in place that help out families, workers, elderly folk. Austria is in the middle of Europe, culture, amazing mountain views, and excellent quality of life. Austria has a strong economy, top-notch healthcare, social welfare programs, and an emphasis on education. They provide a reference point to understand what makes people happy. New Zealand is a paradise, with its gorgeous scenery, welcoming locals, and amazing quality of life. It's an incredible country located in the Southwest Pacific Ocean that's worth exploring. This nation rocks when it comes to their economy, keeping corruption low and having a serious focus on green initiatives. New Zealand is at the forefront of progressiveness, from allowing same-sex couples to tie the knot legally to its response to COVID-19, which set an example. Public health management was highly appreciated all over. Sweden is in Northern Europe, is known for its generous welfare programs, fair-mindedness, and dedication to gender equality. Sweden has a great lifestyle, bolstered by a solid economy and generous welfare. On top of this, the country is also quite renowned for innovation and entrepreneurship, as proven by all the successful companies coming from Sweden lately. Sweden is significant in promoting gender equality, with policies such as parental leave, flexible work arrangements, and affirmative action programs. New Zealand and Sweden have quite a lot in common on looking after their people, progressive ideals, and preserving the environment. They provide access to healthcare, schooling, and social assistance to citizens, creating a sense of unity amongst all. What can we learn from these happiest countries? The world's happiest countries are those that prioritize the well-being of their citizens. By analyzing the strategies used by these countries, we can learn how to better provide for our own citizens' needs. Unfortunately, there are some places in the world that don't get much joy. Haiti, Zambia, and Zimbabwe are a few of the countries noted as being among the unhappiest. People living in these countries usually struggle with poverty and inequality, leaving them without access to basic necessities like food, water, and medical care. When there's a war or political turmoil, people are exposed to violence and insecurity, both of which can really take a toll on their emotional well-being. Unfortunately, these circumstances contribute to an overall feeling of unhappiness. A recent World Happiness Report found the most miserable countries on Earth. Certain countries have been dubbed the most unhappy places on the planet due to certain factors, such as GDP per capita, life expectancy, liberty in decision-making, generosity and people's view of corruption. Measures like social support systems are also taken into account. Afghanistan has been voted the least happy place on Earth since 2019. It's seen many years of war, political chaos and poverty, so that's not surprising. The conflict has been a major source of death, homelessness, and misery. It's also led to shockingly low life expectancy and lack of basic necessities like water, toilets, and healthcare. Poor Zimbabwe has sadly been dealing with political corruption, economic ruin and human rights grossly violated. This has led to the nation being among the least happy countries out there. This country has had terrible inflation, lack of food and extreme poverty, causing citizens to be under an incredible amount of pressure and stress. Rwanda, Botswana, and Lesotho don't fare too well when it comes to social support, life expectancy and overall well-being. Malawi and Tanzania are dealing with poverty, illnesses, and environmental issues. Haiti has had to deal with major catastrophes as well as political chaos, which has resulted in a lack of basic services and job opportunities for its people. Yemen has been in the midst of a devastating war for the past 5 years, resulting in mass violence, displacement, and a major humanitarian crisis. Burundi is also facing a similar situation with extreme political instability and violence coupled with widespread poverty, diseases and lack of access to basic services. Botswana is a country in southern Africa, home to amazing wildlife and stunning natural views. Unfortunately, it's plagued by poverty and HIV/AIDS infections and environmental destruction, which are serious issues that need attention. Botswana has a huge gap between rich and poor, with many people barely managing to make ends meet. Even though it's one of the richest countries in Africa, overall happiness levels are still low, mainly due to its inequality issues. Lesotho is situated in the southern region of Africa, with South Africa surrounding it. Unfortunately, there's still a lot of poverty in the country and basic services such as healthcare and education aren't very accessible. HIV/AIDS has caused a lot of damage in Lesotho, resulting in a short life expectancy and various struggles, both economically and socially. Additionally, political instability has been an issue for quite some time now, which sadly contributes to their low levels of happiness. Malawi is a lovely African country in the southeast surrounded by mountains and blessed with so much natural beauty and amazing people. Unfortunately, it's had its share of struggles like poverty, hunger and health issues. Malawi has seen a lot of struggles in recent times, especially with its high rate of HIV/AIDS. Plus, the country's been hit hard by droughts and floods too. The impact of Malawi's infant mortality rate, low life expectancy, and limited access to education and other essential services are all factors that add up to create a lower level of overall happiness. Haiti is a Caribbean island nation known for its rich culture and history. Sadly, they've experienced disastrous natural events, political unrest and poverty. Recently, Haiti has had to go through some pretty tough times with earthquakes and hurricanes that have caused a lot of destruction and loss of life. It's really sad to see people having to flee their homes due to these natural disasters. This nation is going through a lot of issues. Corruption is a major problem. People don't have access to the necessities they require, and the economy isn't doing too good. All of this has resulted in citizens feeling pretty down. Though Tanzania is known for its amazing wildlife and lush nature, it faces certain difficulties like poverty, illness, and environmental destruction. Tanzania has a high prevalence of HIV, AIDS, and malaria. TB and other infectious diseases are also quite common there. Tanzania isn't doing too great when it comes to environmental degradation. Issues like deforestation and overfishing have really hurt their happiness levels. It's important that steps are taken in order to turn this around. Burundi is a small African country with an amazing landscape of rolling hills. Unfortunately, it has been struggling with decades of conflict, difficult politics and poverty. Burundi is facing some tough challenges due to its high HIV/AIDS rate, malnutrition, lack of proper healthcare and environmental damage. Apart from that, Burundi has been dealing with political violence which has caused a lot of people to lose their lives as well as be displaced. This has eventually impacted the mood of the country and made it one of the least happy ones in the world. Generally speaking, the least satisfied nations in the world tend to struggle with war. Governmental uncertainty, financial difficulties and limited access to basic resources and services. These issues can pile up and lead to a lot of stress, worry, and hopelessness among folks. It all adds up to a low level of happiness. We should be mindful of the unique challenges faced by different nations and do our best to address them. It's essential for global well-being and prosperity. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like to help me grow my channel.